What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle, and yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on, and hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is click the title on every video. Once you click the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you're doing legit business and you're getting what you paid for, right? And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's gonna turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos, get them notifications. There's gonna be some information that's gonna help you win, keep you informed, or keep you entertained. And so, with that being said, you already know we back at it again with the new fraud methods, the new bank methods, the new scams, the new hacker tactics that's been going on in the world lately because it's a lot been going on. A lot of more people are starting to commit scams and commit fraudulent activities and even commit hacking activities. And ever since COVID-19, scams and fraud have been up since 600 to 800%. And in today's world, as like right now, time, almost there's so many people committing some type of method, doing some type of fraud, doing some type of scam that it's oversaturated. So today we're gonna be talking about these new bank methods that's been going on because a lot of new bank methods that's been happening. A lot of people have been committing this method, and a lot of people have been getting away with this method, making thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's becoming more common. So today we're gonna be talking about the spoof calling, the bots. A lot of people are starting to listen as the first of all, first things first. People gotta understand this because this is very, very important information. There are hackers, there are scammers, and there are fraudsters. Three different people who do three different things. So everybody gotta stop calling everybody a scammer or saying somebody's scamming. Everybody is not scamming, everybody is not a scammer at the end of the day because those three people do three different things and have three different lanes that they're in. So scammers are people who social engineers manipulate or trick people or victims into sending their own money. So it's a lot of scams out here that you see on social media when people promote things or whatever and people end up sending their own money with their own will, with their own authorization for something that they're not supposed to have. And sometimes they get something in return that's beneficial and sometimes they don't, depending on the person that they're getting it from. Then you have fraudsters. Fraud is when somebody basically obtains somebody's money or accounts or anything without their authorization. So when somebody uses identity theft, gets credit cards, loans, uh, gets into somebody's account without their authorization. That's fraud. And that's what the banks cover. Banks don't cover scams, banks cover fraudulent activities. And then there's hackers. The hackers are the people who compromise information, get into databases and systems, um, and steal information and sell it via identity, credit cards, you name it. They steal all valuable information and more than likely go on a dark web and sell it in different sites and platform forms and things like that. So you got three different people who do three different things. Now, as I was just saying, banks only cover fraudulent activity, not scams. So people are starting to learn and understand that, and this is a loophole in the bank system. So now people are utilizing spoof bots, and basically people are utilizing these spoofs. Now these spoof apps and bots are not illegal, and that's the thing. A lot of these scams are being generated from legal tools and things. They just doing it in an illegal way. Spoof calls and spoof caller apps are not illegal. People have been using spoof call apps for years and to prank calls and play with their friends and do things like that. But people have put two and two together and said, well, if we can utilize this app to call our friends and make it seem like we're calling somebody else's calling, why can't we utilize this application to act like we're the bank? So people have came up with this idea, came up with this method to where they're utilizing these spoof apps, going on the dark web and buying bank databases. And what I mean by bank databases, I mean there are places on the dark web, sites and forums, or people might know somebody who has different bank databases, meaning that they might got a Chase Bank database, meaning that they might got X amount of people's information who have a bank account with this Chase Bank, with this Wells Fargo Bank, with this Bank America Bank, and they sell them on the dark web, and they sell them on different platforms, or somebody might know somebody. So somebody might have a Chase Bank, any bank, it doesn't matter, and they might sell an X amount of profiles, which are people's um basically information, and they buy X amount, and now they know that every person all the information all these people have bank accounts with this specific bank, because back in when it first started, people used to buy information off the dark web, random fools and information, and just randomly send out hundreds of text messages and hope that out of this 100 text messages somebody actually has a bank account with whatever bank that they're portraying to be. But now it has gotten to the point, and it has evolved, and people have utilized the information and resources out here that they're saying, okay, let's, instead of getting random information, let's just get that bank's database and sell it to people. And this is on the hacker side to make things more easier and faster, because if they're selling different databases from different banks and people are coming to bodies that they have different options instead of random information, then they're going to get more sales. So they buy this information for this bank database. So now they got all these people who got a bank with this specific bank. So they send out the text messages to all these people. So they, like, a group chat. So all these people with this bank that has the same bank. Now, since all these people have a bank with this actual bank that they're portraying to be, once they get that text message, more than likely, let's say it's 10 people, at least 5 or 6 people are going to text back because they actually have a bank account with this bank, and people are doing things throughout the day. And to get a random fraud text message from that looks like it's from their bank is going to alert them. It's going to give them a sense of worry. They're going to be afraid. So it's going to catch them off guard. So their mind is not going to be thinking. It's not going to fraud and scam is not going to be on their mind. So they're more than likely going to text back no. So once they get that text back no from on the spoof app, they're going to send another text message say, "Hey, the such and such bank will be in contact with you shortly." So they give it a minute or two, and they call that person. And by them having that person's information already, they're able to ask and verify certain things that they already know. So they might say, "Hey, did you make a purchase here on this day? A purchase here on this day?" And they be like, "Yes, we did. Yes, we did." So by them having that information, it's making the call seem more legit. Now, this is where everything gets a little crazy, as you would say. So there's different ways they play out this role. So sometimes they might spoof call and have the victim withdraw their money from their account, acting as if they're saying, "Okay, it's been a fraud or security database or breach on their account. You need to withdraw all your money so we can and so we can place it into a security deposit." Just different little stories, and people actually do it. And then you got people who social engineer, trick, or manipulate people into giving them their information. So they might say, "Okay, did you try to make a purchase today at Best Buy for $500. No, okay, we need to change your information. So they say they might start asking the person, what is your current username? The victim might give them that. Then they gonna act as if they're gonna change it. So they say, what is the new username you wanna? Just questions like that. But the scammers actually logging into their bank account. So they say, what is your current password? What do you want to change it to? So they get the password. Now they logged in. So then they get that one-time passcode that the victim is going to be sent. And by them acting or portraying as if they're their bank, they're going to say, okay, we're going to send you a one-time password. Please verify. And people are so blinded and so not in the right state of mind because of fear, they're giving these people the information. And on the bank side looking in, it's looking as if this victim is the one who's logging into their account, sending money out. Because the bank can see that they logged in, the bank can see that they was sent a one-time password and they use that one-time password to log in. So it's the bank doesn't see who's logged into an account, they just see login activity. So once they see that one-time password was correct and entered, they don't know who if this is a scam or not. They don't know if somebody was just sending out money and trying to scam the bank. So that's why banks don't cover scams. They only cover fraudulent activity. And a lot of times banks will not refund your money when it comes to fraudulent activity. I mean, scams activity, only fraudulent activity. And they most of the time they only refund somebody when the news get involved because they don't want to be blasted on the news across the world as an institution that holds people money and won't pay them back if these type of things happen. So there are a lot of social engineering, spoof calling, bank scams that's going on in today's world, and a lot of people are falling for it. So we're gonna watch a little video of a situation where this situation happened and somebody lost on a lot of money. So let's get to it.
To trust caller ID, scammers can now use apps to show up as a trusted number, including the number for your bank.
It is called spoofing. And tonight, CBS2 investigative reporter Tim McNicholas
Now, did y'all hear what they
asking
said?
tech companies what they're doing to stop it.
Through 12 years. Now to a CBS 2 News investigation, it is getting harder to trust caller ID. Scammers can now use apps to show up as a trusted number, including the number for your bank.
It is called spoofing. And tonight, CBS2 investigative reporter Tim McNicholas
Spoofing is getting out of hand. It's getting crazy.
what they're doing
a lot
to
of
stop
people
it.
are just.
Through 12 years of nursing and through the horrors of a pandemic.
Matter of fact, I just did 2 reaction videos on spoofers, and one person almost got 50,000, and another person got like, I forgot, but they was getting thousands and thousands of dollars to do this method. Watch my last 2 reaction videos.
Kept going.
Cared for patients and held patients' hands and cried with patients.
But on this rainy day, she told us how her life savings washed away with one call.
When I spoke with the police department, they told me it's something called spoofing. They could use an app and they could mimic any number, and the number that showed up, the whole name that you would normally see when you would call Chase, that number showed up.
Indeed, her T-Mobile records show.
So what they doing is they getting these free prank spoof apps, and they're supposed to be used as pranks and for all fun and games, but then they turn to illegal purposes, making it seem like they're somebody that they're really not. A T-Mobile, a Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, anywhere where they got in mind that they know they're gonna get something from somebody, they're gonna utilize that number and act as if they're that people.
So the number that called her is the same international Chase number on the back of her credit card. The caller said he detected fraud and convinced Grimes to transfer her money to another account. It's a scam tactic that's becoming more popular.
See, I told y'all they telling people to transfer money into a different account. But this is the thing. Banks literally tell you they would never call you and have you transfer. Like they tell you they never do these type of things, that people still do it. And then they play the victim. So
it even happened to TV star Andy Cohen.
The phone rings. Again, the caller ID says it's from my bank. I pick it up. They say this is X fraud alert.
There shouldn't be any sort of apps or any sort of way so that someone could fake a number to make someone believe that it is a particular company.
But on Apple's app,
And this is the problem when they say it shouldn't be any type of apps. And at the end of the day, see, this is what people are starting to fail to realize. Everything is based off coding systems, networks, and databases. Everything. And this is what the world has presented to the people. So as long as there's going to be the internet and websites, there's always going to be an application for something. Point blank period. And there's nothing we can do. And that's what I mean about as the world and these businesses and different places make it easier for people to do certain things, they're making it easier for the scammers and the fraudsters and the hackers to also commit crime.
Store, we found multiple apps that let you spoof phone numbers, including one prank calling app that let us spoof that same Chase number for free. It even showed Chase on the caller ID on one attempt.
Free app, free site.
The developer says the app is intended for entertainment, and some numbers for banks, schools, and public safety agencies are banned from the app.
Yes, that should not be allowed. Definitely will take.
And then this is another thing, sir. This is not if you know and you watch my videos, past videos, I told y'all how I really started getting into this, like the hacking world, or not. I've been in the hacking world, but how I really got into it, right? And when I used to go, when I was in school, they used to block certain sites, and I knew how to bypass that block, that security database. And what did the news reporter just say? What did the news reporter just say?
Public safety agencies are banned from the app.
Yes, that should not be allowed.
Intended for entertainment, and some numbers for banks, schools, and public safety agencies are banned from the app.
Yes, that should not be allowed.
Bypass
Definitely
all
will
that.
take responsibility in making sure to ban also international phone numbers.
But Ayman Abdallah claims scammers don't use his app, and he says wireless carriers should do more to prevent spoofing.
All these carriers need to collaborate together and also change these systems. But the question is why? Why do they leave it open?
If they did that, though, wouldn't that be the end of your app?
Sadly, yes. And honestly, I would rather prefer that these systems would upgrade and fix these issues.
T-Mobile did not respond to our questions, but AT&T and Verizon both tell CBS2 they're already working hard to block spoof calls through various initiatives. Meanwhile, the Federal Trade Commission says business impersonations were one of the top scams in the country last year, up there with phony investments, romance scams, and online shopping.
So you got business impersonations. That's when people doing business scams with fake businesses and get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. Phony investments. That's Ponzi schemes. Romance scams, when people going on dating sites and people are basically getting these Krugers and old ladies and juicing them up and having them send money and online shopping. Just
AI
crazy stuff.
Makes it much easier for scammers to spoof identities. They can even spoof someone's voice.
Claire Rosenzweig of the Better Business Bureau recommends hanging up on that suspicious caller and then
take a moment, take a breath, step back, and contact the source. If they're saying that it's a utility company or a government entity, you call the source. You go to them. Have you been trying to reach me?
And that's another thing. If you ever got these text messages and these calls, hang up, don't text back, call your bank directly and like, hey, is there any suspicious activity? I just got a text message, and they'll let you know. And once they let you know, like, no, then you'll know it's a scam call. Don't just go through with everything.
Apple says it has rigorous systems to root out scam apps or fraud, and it removed 2 apps we showed them because its policies don't allow it.
Oh, they some haters
that enable anonymous calls or prank calls. And Chase is warning customers they will never call someone and ask them to recite a security code texted to their phone.
As I just explained, banks tell people this, and people still do it. So it's like, okay, if we telling y'all not to do something and you still do it, whose fault is that? Like, really, like, how do you feel about that? If the bank is telling people these things and people are still falling for it, not having common sense, because sometimes I used to tell people, use your common sense, but then you got to realize everybody doesn't have common sense. Because if everybody had common sense, the world would be in a different place. You got to honestly sit back and interpret what's really going on out here in the world. If people had common sense, a lot of things would not be going on in the world because common sense would say, hey, don't do that. That's not right. A lot of people don't have common sense, and a lot of people lack morals. So that's why people and then they play victim when something happens to them. Like, oh, like you can't be mad because you as an adult, as a human being, didn't follow instructions or pay attention to what we told y'all. Like what?
Something the scammer asked Grimes to do to facilitate the transfer.
I worked very hard to save. I'm a single mom.
Now Chase says they're working with the bank the scammer used to try to get the funds back, but the scammer likely already withdrew the money, which means Grimes is back to square one in her quest to save up for a new home.
And that's another thing I told y'all. The banks don't be trying to listen. The bank, listen. The bank ain't gonna give you no money. They're gonna get the money back from wherever the account got it, like wherever the money at. And if it's an account or something, they can do that. But if they can't get that money back and it's like it's gone, it's gone. The banks don't be trying to give people back their money because they already warned people, and that's why they only say they protect fraudulent activity, not scams, because this happens all the time, and they warn people and they tell people they do not do these type of things, and people still fall for it. So it's like, how can you not follow instructions and then want us to like take care of it? That's like, and that doesn't make sense. So people got to start being more smart, being more cautious, and being more aware of what's really going on out there in this world, because it's a lot of scams, it's a lot of fraud, it's a lot of hacking going on, and a lot of people are becoming victims of it because they're not paying attention to the warnings that these banks and these different programs and these different places and different YouTube channels are trying to give people. They're not paying attention, and then they want to pay attention when it finally happens. So people got to start tightening up out here in this world because it's real serious. It's getting real out here. Every day, every second, there's some type of scam or fraud being committed. Like right now, you know what I mean? People out here in this world committing some type of scam or fraudulent activity from A to Z. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, being more aware. Make sure you guys are getting your Norton LifeLock to monitor all your financial accounts to make sure no suspicious activity or fraudulent activity is going on any of your social media or financial accounts. And it will monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is being sold. Make sure you guys are freezing all through your credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experience. Nobody can get anything in your name, not even you, unless you unfreeze it. So make sure you freezing those, and make sure you get new credit card and debit card numbers every so often, because we use these every day. We tap, swipe, insert, order online, travel, and every time we do, it's that information is being stored on a database, and there's always a database compromised, leak, or hack. So get new cards, get new information, fresh start. Old information will no longer be valid, and if it does appear in a data leak, it won't affect you because that information is no longer valid. All right, so make sure you guys are staying more safe, staying more cautious, and being more aware of what's going on out here in this real crazy world that we all are living in. All right, so shout out to all my real King Hussle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going, y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me to keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gyms are $1,000, but for limited time only, I'm doing them for $600. Yeah, $600 Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the $600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Make sure y'all booking y'all student webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, $250. Ask me to get help with anything that y'all want to get help with, so don't miss out on that. Book your seat. Make sure y'all booking y'all student crypto tour in person limited gyms, $3,500. Make sure y'all book y'all student month-long mentorship, $1,000. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato App, me, Internet Networking World. Still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channels, my Twitches, my IGs, TikToks, Snapchats. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world because it's changing people's lives, and make sure y'all get in where y'all fit in with these lows. All right, 120 and up, Cash App, Bitcoin payment, $250. You sit back, relax, and you do nothing. Let's get to work. Send me the screenshots. And with that being said, it's your boy King Hussle. Y'all know how I get down in these videos. I will see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.